Good morning. I'm Victoria Savage, Nurse Savage on your side, your wisdom guided oracle, and we're having coffee in a beautiful mug I made, probably around a year ago. My oldest daughter gifted me a class with her, a pottery class, first and only, and it was quite fun. Came out a whole lot smaller than I intended it to, but it turns out it's just perfect for the little espresso maker that my family purchased for me for Christmas because I love espresso. Good morning. How are you after this incredibly powerful full moon? It was for many of us painful, sleepless, irritable, upheaval. And in the midst of that was some amazingness as well. That's kind of the focus of this reading this morning. Archangel Uriel is guiding us through some interesting perspectives on lack, on scarcity, on poverty, on blessings, on prosperity, abundance, wealth. And so it really has been quite, I was going to say a roller coaster, but it all kind of seemed to be happening at once. So it never seemed like there was a lot of up and down. It was just kind of all swirling around, the wonderful, the irritable, the enjoyable, the painful. I mean, it was a bit of all of it. Good morning, Mindy. And so some amazing things have happened. And so I'm going to share briefly. I have been going through a prosperity challenge with a few women. Good morning, Jewel. With a group here in the last 2 weeks. And we had specific things we were doing every day. And money wise, things didn't, I mean, there wasn't any great breakthrough per se. But it was yesterday that all of a sudden I got the inkling of what had gone on that I really wasn't viewing as prosperity in the same way, because it was specifically money magic challenge that we were in. So we certainly had a focus on the financial aspect. But you know, when we focus on one area, it absolutely affects other areas. And because we are all of the things all mixed up together, not separate little rooms of this is about money, this is about relationship, this is about home, this is about travel, this is about work. And so this morning, I am actually behind in that challenge, which isn't an issue, but I was on day 12 and they wanted us basically to rest and just review things that had happened. And this really started happening for me yesterday as I had my granddaughter the night before. She and I went to a reptile zoo birthday party in the morning, which was incredibly fun because we both love them. And all these little kids, and just, it was really fun. And we walked out of that, and all of a sudden I was like exhausted as we began to leave. And then we went to a thrift store to find dress up dresses because that's one of the things I love to do for my granddaughter. Is all of them I've done is promote dress up in whatever way is important to them. And so we went to buy some new dress up dresses, and we found several, and she picked out the 3 she liked the most. And then we were looking at some tops for me, and Ren would pick out some and she'd go, "Isn't this beautiful, Grandma? This is so soft." And she really wanted me to buy this one. And when I tried it on, I thought, no, I don't think so. And then I changed my mind, but she loves this top. And so when we were in the aisle, there was some music playing, and she said, "Grandma, do you like this song?" I said, "Yeah, Ren, I do." She goes, "Do you want to dance?" I said, "Sure." So we're dancing in the aisle there, and a lady comes around the corner and she goes, "I can dance too." And so the 3 of us were dancing in the thrift store, and the lightheartedness and the joy in that, and just the fun. And so then we went on about our day and came home, and I let her watch a movie because I was so tired, and there was just irritability coming in. And we had a great evening, although kind of a power struggle because she is a force per se, to say the least. And then I put her to bed and, I got some alone time, some downtime, and then I went to bed. I was up at 2 because I was hurting everywhere. So, enough that I couldn't sleep. And I came down and sat in my chair and I took some ibuprofen and slept until 5. And then the family came over yesterday to get her. And um, the fun, the joy, the desire that my family has to get together, both my daughters, their families, and how much fun we have together. So all of that to say, this morning, as I was writing down in day 12, just reflecting these little events. We went and got a gift for a president of an organization I'm in on Thursday. And there was just this magical little event that happened around that was such a blessing to us. And I'm not going to elaborate just because time, and it's a surprise for the group because we wanted to share that. Then I was gifted by my oldest daughter and her family tickets to this drumming event in Boise tomorrow night, and I get to go spend the evening with them. Um, I got new ski poles from my daughter. Then we are going to a ski weekend in March together that I get to share with them. That beautiful day of reptile fun with my granddaughter. Um, 2 new client visits this week that were incredibly powerful in their healing and in their removal, and that reminder of this is what I get to do. It gets to be fun. It gets to feel like this. Acceptance into a summit that I'm going to be talking about the next few weeks, called the New Earth Summit. So I'm going to be a guest presenter on that, getting downloads for 3 new programs, a couple that I've talked to you about already. A healing between a young woman and I that had been working together that just ghosted me. And I mean, I was totally baffled because I had no idea. She reached out to me the other day and was like, okay, hadn't talked to her since the end of November. Like I said, totally had no idea why. And so she came and explained to me what had happened within her. And so we got to reconcile, and we're going to continue to work together, me helping her with some of the things, some of the wounding she's got, and her helping me with the online presence stuff. So all of these things I wanted to bring about in this abundance aspect that Uriel wants to bring through us. And I've got a couple of decks here to go with it. All of these are prosperity and abundance. And of course, those 2 new clients brought in some income, and just this shift in the awareness of what we attract, and not just in that one focused area. Some of us are focused on relationships primarily, and some of us are focused on finances. Some of us are focused on our work, our path, our unfolding. One area is going to positively impact another one. So focusing on abundance and prosperity all by itself will bring about healing in different areas of our lives that we really didn't think about when we began the focus. So the first card coming through, I haven't obviously even drawn them yet, is from the Love Who You Are deck. And mind your monkey business. Look at that. I've said often, mind your own energy, mind your business, because you are the one who can do the work for you. No one else can. We do not need a knight in shining armor to come rescue us. We don't need to be saved. We need to start owning our creative power here, our creativity in our life, and the fact that what we focus on expands. So when we get down in the dumps and we're whining about whatever it is we can be whining about, we want to be given that awareness. I'm open, willing, ready, guide me, of what we're creating in that time, because I can guarantee most of us don't want to be creating more of those feelings. And so we want to be made aware so we can literally go, cancel. I choose more wonderful family time. I choose more opportunities to play with my family. I choose more amazing clients ready to awaken to the truth that they're of who they are in this world. The next card that came up from the love who you are is love who you are. And of course, this is still February. And the theme for this month has been self-love as the most important love we can have, because we cannot truly give to those others all that is available through us until we can love ourselves, accept ourselves, celebrate ourselves for who we are, rather than beating ourselves up, degrading ourselves, comparing ourselves to others, and coming up short, which is easy to do on social media. Because again, as we compare ourselves, we're comparing ourselves to their insides, or our insides to their outsides. And none of us really show our true depth of despair at times and heart-wrenching pain on social media. We're usually, oh, this happened and this wonderful happened. And, like I just shared all the wonderful things that had happened over the last couple of weeks. And in that has been some painful moments, some very down moments, some angry moments, because we are human and we're working through. And as I mentioned in the last video, this full moon that we had on Saturday came through with great shadow work. And that's never fun to go into the shadows of us. But when we are open, willing, and ready to be shown what is there for us, and we own the fact that we are creating this life. So we're bringing these things up for our perusal, for our understanding, so that we can grow. Then we can look at them and release them and move forward and higher in our vibration, which is truly the aspect we want most, is a higher vibration, because that is what we're sharing in the world. That is what we feel better in. Like I said, those 2 client visits that were so incredibly powerful and so beautiful. It's like, then, the universe, like, more, please, more of these, because it feels so good. The last love who you are card is bring your, well, this has to do with the shadow work. Bring your monster flowers. Bring those shadows in, feel them, look at them, embrace them, and lovingly allow them to leave your field. I have learned from you what I could glean, and I have needed to learn. Thank you for showing up here. We're done now. And you just see them as maybe smoke leaving your field. And all that can be released at that time will go. The other card or deck that wanted to come up was Wild Women Rising, which for me is always a fun deck. So my granddaughter and I went out. So last Sunday, I went to a drum circle, and this lovely young woman named Justina sent me this song, because I offered a couple of the chant songs that I've been enjoying. And she offered me these songs, and she sent them to me. And one is called Grandmother's Song, and Ren. And yesterday, and we must have played that song 20 times, because she loves it, and we were learning the words, and we were dancing around the kitchen to it. It's a very powerful song. And so that was an amazing, just a little time. A gift of playing with a 3-year-old for me is never a bad thing. So I'm raising a wild woman. I'm helping to raise a wild woman. I have a few of them in my path. So now, what does wild woman want us to know? Dig deep in this time. We want to dig deep and go down and bring up what is absolutely coming through for us now, for our expansion, our growth, our fun, our enjoyment. We are all of those. The digging deep means going, if you look, this is a darker card. This is the shadows, and allowing them to come through without fear and needing to run from them, but to sit with them and ask, what is here for me? And it is having the courage to sit with them and ask. And so dig deep, do it with compassion for yourself, knowing that The compassion is necessary to move forward. The next card that came up was remember your wings. So as we live and dig deep, we want to remember, look at that. That is a hawk. And a hawk is about leadership. And a leadership happens when we are willing to soar from. Yesterday, by the way, I was wearing feathers in my hair just because it felt fun. I gathered them on a walk. I believe they were probably from a hawk. I'm not sure why. Maybe it was the energy of them. But nonetheless, remember your wings. Remember that you get to soar in the process. That is integral to have with this dig deep and remember your wings, because the digging deep can get pretty darn heavy in the process. And we want to remember that it is all for our highest and best good, where we can soar then even higher. And the last card, this is definitely a grandmother looking card. Oh, I love that little hedgehog on her head, is restore balance. That digging deep and remembering your wings. We want to balance all of this. We want to stay centered in this process. We choose that. What are you choosing? I'm open, willing, ready, guide me. And remember those words. I choose this. I choose healing. I choose growth. I choose lightheartedness. I choose to see more joy. I choose to realize all the prosperity that is coming to me in all the different areas. And I'm going to share this one. I don't know if I'm going to end up with a cat or not. It would be very surprising to me and my husband and our dog. Um, when I was talking to that young lady that I reunited with, she called me right as I was going back to take some money to a business that didn't take cards from something I purchased there. And she called when I got there. So I'm standing on the street talking to her, and I'm looking in this window, and there's this cat on a bed, like kind of like one of those chaining tables. It was high. And then I looked, and there was a cat on a bed below it. And then I looked in the window further, and there are all these cats. So it's like 3 and 4 beds high. And then I remembered that we have a cat rescue here. Now, I'm not really a cat person. I like them just fine. We had one for 15 years, and we haven't had one for, I don't know, 25 years. So I'm talking to her, and it's like, oh, and I'm realizing there's really not any way that I can see to get into this cat rescue from either business on either side. But as I'm talking to her, it's quite a while. I'm about a half an hour there. And then I turn around, and this cat has jumped up on the top bed, and she's standing up there looking at me, the most gorgeous cat I have ever seen. Emerald green eyes, hair about an inch long, and color, variegated colors of brown and light yellow and gold, and just gorgeous. And she put her paws up on the thing, and I'm going, I think it's a very good thing I don't know how to get into this cat rescue. But I got to tell you, this cat has not left me alone. I'm not sure what's there for us together, but I think it could be a thing. Now, our dog was surrendered according to what was written for chasing cats. We have had cats, we have had small animals come through, and Jack will just stand there and look at them. We had an Airedale years ago who was known to kill cats where we had come from. We got a kitten. We showed him, this was our kitten. He stays here, and they were friends forever. And in fact, Kilo would go up to Rufus and just smack him on the face with his paws, not with claws. They were buddies. So I digress. Anyway, I think that cat has come in for a reason. I'm not sure, but it was a fun little occurrence. Those count in our prosperity journey and our journey to grow and feel better. What little things can you write on the paper that have happened to you that is fun in your life? What is there for you? I think we are complete for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Victoria Savage, Nurse Savage on your side, your wisdom guided oracle. Until we meet again.